I wanted to do a review and kind of overview of my heat pump for my above ground pool, just because I couldn't find any information on it when I first started trying to install it. This is the xtreampowerus heat pump, made for 4,000 gallon pools or less. I'm using it on a 9,000 gallon above ground pool, and it's worked just fine. I've had this for about a week and a half now. My water temperature first started off at about 59 degrees. We're in Utah, so temperatures here right now in April are in the 60s to 70s for the high, and 30 to 40s in the lows. Right now you can see the unit's off. I was just going to walk through the settings really quick. If you hit the set button for 5 seconds, it'll bring up your current water temperature, so which is A. It shows 77 degrees, so it's heated my water up to 77 in about a week, which is excellent for a heat pump this size. Number one, that is your water temperature setting. So you can heat it up to 95 degrees. It's adjustable. And then we'll go to the next one, and maybe. Okay, water temperature, current water temperature 77 degrees. That's your water setting, 95 degrees. B is the exhaust temperature on your unit. That's not adjustable. 7, that's your temperature of your auto exit defrost mode, which is adjustable. 6 is your defrost setting temperature. 5 is your defrost cycle time, which you'll have to adjust this. Otherwise you'll wake up one morning, if it's a cold morning, and you'll have this whole unit back here in a block of ice. 4 is your automatic restart, which, if I set that to number 1, if it does not detect pressure in the lines, it will auto shut off and then restart when you have pressure going back through. So that's a nice feature. Number 3 is your exhaust temperature protection. Number 2 is the water temperature difference to restart, which is adjustable. And then back up to your temperature setting. C is your the temperature of your coils inside that your water's running through. That's low, just because I just barely turned that on. And then you got B, which we went over, and A. So you can you probably heard the fan and compressor kick on just a second ago when I turned it on. As soon as you turn the turn the unit on, the fan turns off on after 30 seconds, and then about another 10 seconds or so, and you'll hear the compressor turn on. Really nice unit. It comes with these fittings here, just this little one, your power cord, which you have to wire the hot, neutral, and ground to. It says not to use an extension cord, but I'm using one right now just because I've tested the amps to my breaker while it's running. I have plenty of power for it. And then I just got these tubes at Home Depot in their sump pump section. They were like 20 bucks, and then some hose pumps. The most important thing about setting this up though is setting the flow, the intake and outtake flow on the unit, which means that you're going to have to get a diverter valve if your pump is large, like mine is. I have a 31 gallon per hour pump running, so if I was to hook that directly through and pass through my heat pump, the heat pump wouldn't put out any hot water at all because water would pass through too quickly. So I've got this diverter valve here, which I've made a mark on the best flow rate, which is 14 to 17 gallons per minute. So you can put your diverter valve on, unhook this hose right here after you have it diverted, and get some 5-gallon buckets to figure out your flow rate, and adjust this here. This is kind of a tripping hazard just because we had to do some work on it this last weekend, so I need to clean that up. Anyway, so I've got this coming out of my pool here. This is my hot water going in from the heat pump, and that's my in for the pool. Really nice unit. The water going in from the heat pump is generally about, depending on the weather, about 88 degrees at that flow rate. The warmer it gets though, the hotter the output. Yeah, it's nice and warm coming out of there. We just use our pools for our dogs. We have 4 dogs and they love to swim. So we just have this little setup out back with kind of a little ghetto deck here, just because I was worried about them getting in safely in and out of the pool. I just used a 4-wheeler ramp up here and anchored it to the deck, and then it goes down into the pool. A little murky because they swam for quite a few hours yesterday. And I've just got carpet, and I used marine glue to glue that on for the dogs. So anyway, all in all, really nice pump if you want to use your pool a few months before pool season starts and a few months after pool season ends.